Survivor Series 2024 is set to take place on November 30, and fans are excited at the prospect of Roman Reigns' bloodline facing Solo Sikoa's bloodline in a War Games match. Reigns returned to WWE at SummerSlam and has been trying to take down Sikoa and his team, but continuously gets outnumbered. With only Jimmy Uso by his side now, the OTC needs to rebuild his faction. Last week on SmackDown, Jey Uso hugged it out with his brother Jimmy Uso, seemingly returning to the faction. However, some major plot twists could await fans come Survivor Series. Let's take a look. The Tribal Chief teamed up with Cody Rhodes to defeat Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood. Another win for him at Survivor Series would have to be the end of this feud with Solo Sikoa. If the company wants to drag the angle more and build more anticipation, then a good way to do that would be to have Reigns not compete at the War Games match. After assembling his squad, Reigns would be confident of a victory in the Multi-Man cage match. However, Sikoa could have a plan B in place and take out Reigns on the SmackDown before Survivor Series. This would tilt the balance in favor of Sikoa. The new bloodline could then go on to defeat Reigns' team in his absence. This would give the OTC even more reason to get revenge, which could come in the form of a one-on-one match against Sikoa at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Another direction the company could go is for the Beast Incarnate to make his surprise return at Survivor Series and join the team of Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn. Lesnar had shown his respect for Rhodes after their last match at SummerSlam 2023 and could return as a favor to the American Nightmare. Solo Sikoa and his bloodline also took out Lesnar's real-life friend and mentor, Paul Heyman. Going off the first scenario, if Reigns cannot compete, the multi-time WWE champion could return to avenge his former manager, Paul Heyman. Despite being a longtime rival of Roman Reigns, Lesnar could bury the hatchet as a mark of respect for the Wiseman. The final boss, The Rock, made his return to the company last year when he teamed up with Roman Reigns to face Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes on night 1 of WrestleMania 40. He pinned the American Nightmare in the match and promised that his feud with Rhodes wasn't done. The Rock returned at Bad Blood after Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes won their tag team match and stared down both men. Seemingly unhappy with Reigns' decision to team up with their rival, the Brahma Bull could return in the lead-up to Survivor Series War Games and announce that his alliance lies with Solo Sikoa as Reigns turned out to be a traitor. The WWE Universe thrives on unpredictability, and with Roman Reigns potentially missing the upcoming War Games match at Survivor Series due to injury, the stakes just got even higher. Known as the Tribal Chief and the powerhouse of the bloodline, Reigns' absence would leave a significant void. But WWE has a history of swerving its fans, creating surprises that shift the balance of power in the ring and change storylines for years to come. With Survivor Series coming up, let's explore 3 intriguing ways WWE could surprise the fans with a major twist that would make this a night to remember. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have shared an electric rivalry ever since their days in the Shield. Though they've gone their separate ways, their history is intertwined with some of the most memorable WWE storylines in recent years. If Reigns can't make it to Survivor Series, WWE could shock the fans by having Seth Rollins step in for him as a member of the bloodline. Why would Rollins, now the reigning World Heavyweight Champion, join forces with Reigns' faction? That's exactly what WWE fans would be eager to see unfold. Perhaps Rollins could play the role of a reluctant ally in this situation, aligned with the bloodline out of necessity rather than genuine loyalty. Maybe he has something to gain by temporarily aligning with Reigns' faction, like maintaining control of his title or gaining favor in the form of a stipulation. Imagine the explosive reaction if Rollins were to be announced as Reigns' replacement, especially given that the fans would expect nothing but rivalry between him and the bloodline. There would be tension, as Rollins could bring his own agenda, potentially positioning himself as the leader in Reigns' absence. This alignment could ultimately set up a powerful feud once Reigns returns, creating a future showdown between Rollins and Reigns that WWE fans would be excited to witness. Such a twist not only fills the gap left by Reigns, but also breathes fresh life into an old rivalry, paving the way for another blockbuster match on a grand stage, possibly WrestleMania. Ever since Roman Reigns took on the head-of-the-table persona, fans have been clamoring for a family feud between him and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Although it's always been teased, Their paths have yet to cross in the ring. However, if Reigns misses Survivor Series due to injury, it opens up the perfect opportunity for The Rock to step in, not just as a temporary ally, but potentially as the new leader of the bloodline. In this scenario, the Samoan dynasty would receive a seismic shift as The Rock's legendary status commands respect. He could step in to represent the family, challenging other WWE superstars and asserting himself as the true leader of the bloodline. This would be especially thrilling for fans, as The Rock could confront Paul Heyman, who has been the mastermind behind Reigns' recent success. The Rock, known for his charisma and confidence, could shake up the foundation of the bloodline, making it clear that no one, not even Reigns himself, is irreplaceable in the family's hierarchy. WWE could then use this storyline to create a year-long build-up, eventually setting the stage for a massive confrontation between The Rock and Roman Reigns once he's healthy. Fans have long debated who would come out on top in a battle for Samoan wrestling dominance, and with The Rock claiming the title of Tribal Chief in Reigns' absence, WWE could have the perfect storyline brewing for WrestleMania. Such a swerve would be one for the ages and could elevate Survivor Series into one of the most talked about events in recent WWE history. One of the most exciting storylines WWE could pursue is the rise of Jey Uso as a solo competitor once more. With Reigns sidelined, the War Games match could become the perfect stage for Jey to rise and shine on his own. Ever since the dramatic saga within the bloodline, Jey Uso has had a complex journey, evolving from Reigns' obedient right-hand man to one of his most bitter rivals. This Survivor Series, WWE could pull off a massive swerve by positioning Jey as a true solo superstar who fights in Reigns' place, but doesn't align with the bloodline. Imagine the impact if Jey Uso arrives at Survivor Series not as a member of the bloodline, but as his own man, with a burning desire to fight for the respect he's been denied for so long. Instead of joining forces with his family, he could face off against them, symbolizing his independence from Reigns and breaking free from the toxic loyalty he once felt. This could allow WWE to explore a storyline of redemption and personal growth for Jey, showing that he's strong enough to stand on his own without relying on his family. Jey could turn the Survivor Series match into a symbolic moment, representing his resilience and strength as a competitor who doesn't need Reigns or the bloodline to succeed. If he were to lead his team to victory, the WWE Universe would witness a true underdog story that they could rally behind. This would also set the stage for a future showdown between Jey and Reigns once he returns, bringing the story full circle and giving Jey the ultimate redemption arc. WWE fans would be thrilled to see Jey Uso stand up for himself, and Survivor Series would serve as the perfect launchpad for this new direction in his character. WWE loves to keep fans on the edge of their seats, and Survivor Series has always been an event known for its shocking moments. Here are a few additional potential swerves that could leave fans buzzing. Paul Heyman brings in a new protege. With Reigns absent, Paul Heyman could introduce a new protege as a way of expanding the bloodline. This could be an emerging star from NXT or a surprise superstar returning to WWE, creating an entirely new dynamic for the faction. And NXT TakeOver. WWE could also bring in top NXT stars to fill the gap, with Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, or Ilja Dragunov stepping in for Reigns and challenging the main roster. Such a move would give NXT a significant platform and could shake up Survivor Series. Roman Reigns returns mid-match. Reigns' absence could all be an elaborate ruse, with the Tribal Chief making a surprise appearance mid-match to assist his team, turning the tables on his opponents in classic heel fashion. This would elevate the stakes and keep fans glued to the action. Knowing Reigns' presence alone changes everything.